Right. Calling to order the May 31st, 2019 meeting of the Chesapeake Beach Ethics Commission at 1:05 p.m. Do a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everyone read the May 6 minutes?
Yes.
Does anyone have any corrections or objections?
No.
They are adopted, approved, I'm sorry. There's nobody from the public here, so we'll move past comments on agenda items. I had the impression that council member who had made a request for an advisory opinion in January, I had the impression he said he's still pursuing it. He had not shown up for the May 6th meeting. Perhaps he'll come in later today, but obviously we'll postpone item C until and unless he arrives. Okay, financial disclosures. So first thing is, I don't think any of us noticed last year that our rules of procedures say that we're to we'll just read it and see what we think they say. Now, all members of the commission must review each financial disclosure form. That's clear. We can't say just one of us will do it. Review each form for A, any disclosure that appears to have the potential to be or have the potential to appear to be a conflict of interest. And B, completeness of the submission, i.e. name on every page, each section marked, including the word none and written in any sections for which the filer has nothing to claim, its legibility, having an original signature, etc. Then it says, on financial disclosure forms where there's no appearance of potential conflict of interest, missing information, or any other defect, the commission member signs as reviewer. Approval of the disclosure form shall be by a recorded vote of the commission. If all commissioners agree that the form is complete, then the form is deemed approved and the filer should be so notified. So it seems to me that at minimum, each of us has to physically sign each form which he or she thinks is complete and appears to be accurate and appears not to disclose a conflict or other violation. And then it appears, once we have that, we then will vote. I hope we can vote on an entire package. Then I have questions about three of the elected officials. I think, I guess when we get to elected officials, I think I'd like to discuss them and see what we have to do, what the proper thing. Also, again, last year, I don't know the extent to which I consciously was reviewing to see whether there was the disclosures disclose a possible legal violation. I want to discuss what that means. Hope is that we will agree to be more stringent or set up a process for next year that would more efficiently allow us to do that. So let's, if there's no objection, we start with the non-elected officials. Again, I personally have gone through them all, and I don't think I'm not going to read them again. I hope everyone has read them, and
Yes.
so I'm going to pass them to the left. You can pass them on to
Okay.
Mike. And I'm hoping we get away with last names as a signature.
Or how about initials?
I don't think initials. Well, yeah, it says sign.
Or signature then, that, you
Yeah, I
know,
mean, it's
it's fine.
we can figure out who Lamb is.
Lamb's a lot
Yeah, Mike's the
easier
only
than
problem.
Linsenbigler, you know?
Sign says you're all right. Sharon, do we actually have a list of the non-employee, non-officials?
If I don't have one,
No,
I can
okay.
get one.
I know you kept pretty good order of what's come in and
Yeah.
what was still missing.
Sharon, are we missing anybody?
No,
Yeah, everybody.
mm-mm.
I think what we should do, though, is have the minutes list them.
Okay.
They were coming. You want to plop down there?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Came prepared.
All my kids.
Something going around here too.
Get some pollen.
Yeah, that too. Phew. That's been rough lately.
When you hit the Adriatic, were you north or south of Ravenna?
I'm sorry?
When you hit the Adriatic, were you north or south of Ravenna?
Probably we're south.
Go through it.
We were in the Puglia region.
Yeah, it's really south. Go through a town called Bari. B-R?
Yes, yes, big industrial town. Didn't stay there, thank God. The Monopoly is maybe half an hour south of that.
Huh.
Did a bike ride through the country on these electric assist bikes. Thank
really?
goodness, because it was like, 30 kilometers or something of a bike ride. So it's
Yeah.
up and down some hills. So those were really fun.
Oh, good.
They really helped going up.
Yes, they did. And one poor woman's bicycle didn't work.
Oh.
So she got a workout until we stopped at this cheese factory. And thank goodness the truck met us there and gave her a different bike. Because the woman who was leading the ride had a couple extra battery packs and put them in, and they didn't do any good. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that.
Food? You restaurants or?
No, we didn't do too much. We did. No, I don't have any recommendations there, unfortunately. So nice and tan.
Yeah, I'm outside all the time, riding my bike and walking.
Oh, wow. What part?
Outer Banks. We go down to Avon. Or near the lighthouse.
Is that where you have a place?
Yeah. It's a little piece of heaven down there.
Yeah.
time of year. How many
Where the
people-
crowds come.
Yep. Water's like 74, 75.
Nice. I did jump into the Adriatic, and that's probably what gave me my cold. It was freezing cold. I think somebody said it was 60.
I think what we'll do when we've got them all signed is I will read the names.
That's a good idea, Phil. I know it.
This is unusual.
We're still on employees and appointed officials.
These are there. Buying a house or something.
Yeah, really. I know it does feel like a settlement, doesn't it?
No, because we can understand what the papers are.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have to do our count.
Well, you know what, I'm gonna put these enough back.
You want me to do it? I can do it. Or we can do it together here.
James C. Street.
That feels like the original right there. Mr. Brown over here.
Have some copies.
Go, that's a copy. Ferguson and Fink, yep.
Oh, wait, Sean,
That's
last name, we're gonna do by last names.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. G.
That looks like a copy.
Oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you-
Oh,
going-
you just
you're
messed
going
my
faster.
piles up.
See the wording here.
Okay.
All right, the chair puts forth a motion to approve all of the following disclosure statements, each of which has been signed by all three of the commissioners. James Berry, Larry Brown, John Castro, J. Dale Clark, Jesse Dickerson, Mary Catherine Dipple, Ferguson, Lawrence Fink, Jeffrey Foltz, Randall Getman, Emily Grace, Robert Gray, Cynthia Greengold, Sharon Hum, Christopher Jakubiak, Philip Keat, Warren Latest,
Heist.
thank you, Ingrid Lamb, Alyssa Levin, Mike Lissenbligler, Tim McCoy, Connie Odell, Charles Rutke, David Sarbacher, Doris Spencer, Susan Stebbing, Frederick Sussman, Marilyn Van Wagner, Holly Wall, Nabucco Walker, Randy Wilkerson, Paul Woodburn?
Woodburn.
Okay. All right, those in favor of approving these forms indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed unanimously. Now we get to the sign four. I have questions about three. All right, you will recall that at the May 6th meeting, we noted that one of the forms, some information that had appeared in the previous year did not appear in this year. And we formally actually, informed the member, and he quickly supplied a replacement. Question is, what should go into the record? With the understanding that this is all public closing to the entire public. My feeling is that what should just be the set that has the corrected part. Member actually, carefully and honestly said revised and dated it. Same time, I think the original parts should be somewhere in the records of the Ethics Commission. This is a matter of public right, but, so if I'm a member of the public and I want to see the disclosure as it exists, that should be in that pile. If I'm the state commission or somebody investigating, auditing us, then we have to have the original document. Is that okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to take those original 2 pages out of this. Right. This package, we didn't have the original of page E, but we'll get that. For approval purposes, this is with revised pages D and E.
So do we know whether this person recuses him or herself from discussions with regard to the trash/recycle contract?
No. What I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Given this is certainly a position of authority that the person's spouse holds there. It seems like it would be easy for us to go back in the minutes of the meetings and see who voted on it and who didn't vote on
I tried that. Okay, yeah, I downloaded all the minutes for 2018. That's- Make a contract with that company.
Probably a multi-year contract.
it. I know, I can't remember if it's,
That would be,
is it multi-year or is it annual right now?
Yeah, it's a couple of years, and then I think it's with the option to renew for another year. And I believe that that's what they did. I mean,
In 2018, they moved to renew.
for another year.
We need to see that vote.
I mean, I can get you a copy of the minutes.
well, then let's not approve this right now.
Right. I'm not going to approve that.
Okay. I'm going to cross out my, set aside. The other two, they're not mine, I'm not even concerned about, I want to discuss. Two members of the council reported tickets from the Twin Beach Players Association or whatever. So the town granted Twin Beach Players $1,000. Assuming all the others are correct in saying they didn't receive tickets.
Or did they forget?
Or they forgot. The thing is, I don't think two things. One is for-profit companies that get contracts and nonprofits that get grants. I don't think Twin Beach should be giving any of our elected officials gifts. What's the communication? This is thanking you for, being the point person on getting us $1,000. Now, for a $50,000, I don't think there'd be any dispute. This is trivial. One of the council members specified didn't use them. One of them said it's actually two VIP tickets to each show throughout the year. So what I'm kind of thinking is that and obviously I don't want to pass anything today, but think about it for the next meeting. Ask the town to, I would say, when it's a grant, that in the grant papers, there is a sentence or two. Grant recipient shall not provide any gifts to any elected or non-elected official town of Chesapeake Beach or his or her spouse and children. Right? Same thing with the contracts. I would think if there's a request for proposal or the equivalent, but certainly in the contract itself, contractors shall not give any gifts, also shall not employ. So I would hope that would reduce this after the fact, line that we're discussing in May 2019, what happened at sometime 2018. But I think we ought to, that part of it.
But isn't it already addressed? We have that as far as the amount of value that the gifts could be.
Yeah.
$20. If these gifts are less than $20 or equivalent of $20, I don't have a problem.
Well, that's right. So we actually could specify that, or it's less than $20. I don't know what a ticket to a Twin Beach Players costs, say $10.
I can't imagine it would exceed much over $20.
Yeah. Well, I'm inclined to approve these with the understanding that still early innings and
I agree.
we're gonna,
Right.
we should be proactive in trying to reduce seeing this type of problem in the future. I will sign each of these.
Refreshing my memory.
Yeah.
I did look at them, but it's been a little. A gift worth more than 20 or a series of gifts. I don't know how many shows are in a
Yeah,
season.
exactly. Yeah.
4 or 5, I guess.
4 or 5. Yeah.
So if they were $10 a piece, 2 tickets each.
Says, didn't use them, they weren't solicited.
Yep, both of those are
So,
irrelevant to, except, in fact, obviously it's not.
no, I wonder
Uses.
if they were mailed to them or brought here and stuck in their mailboxes. So all kinds of stuff
wanna
shows
say-
up in your mailbox.
I want to say that they were brought here.
Yeah.
There was a point last year at which the resort delivered tickets to the mayor and all members of the council. Some festival, and the mayor sent them back. Yeah,
King thing.
Right.
so, but again, we could do a separate letter to the Donovans saying, like, how things have operated past. This saves us all a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give any gifts to the people who are making decisions that affect you.
Food and drink as a gift. Council member brings up the fact
Yeah, I
she
don't
went to
think- yeah,
the,
that's-
I see that their next upcoming show, which is June 14th, 2019, is general admission is $15.
Huh.
So
right, yeah.
I don't think. Okay, I don't recall anything in the ordinance.
But you can argue that the water rec control over hiring. Funding the operation, but
All right, so the question, I mean, we can answer the question. Is there a rule against a member of your family working for?
Now, the employment restrictions only apply to officials or employees.
What page is that? Or what,
That's paragraph D, section 25-3D.
Okay. We should nevertheless look at what we have in our proposed changes to see whether we keep. So,
But there's two provisions. Or when the employment does not create a conflict of interest or appearance of conflict. The question is, does that appear to be a conflict of interest?
we're 25.3D, right?
25(3)(d)(1).
Yeah. But the whole sentence is, except as permitted, et cetera. or when the employment does not create a conflict of interest or appearance. Official or employee may not be employed by or have a financial interest in any entity subject to the authority of the town or negotiating. Still doesn't indicate that employee's spouse or children cannot be employed, even if there were an appearance of conflict.
I guess the question is, should it?
Should it, for our recommendations for the ordinance? So that, I mean, that's
Well,
worth,
but remember, under the participation prohibitions, under 25-3C, an official or employee can't participate in certain things
decisions.
when the official or employee or a qualified relative has certain interests.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, in general. Our rules of procedure talk about apparent conflicts of interest. Point Ingrid made a couple of minutes ago, let's look into whether there was a participation violation, right? I think inevitable that we should be looking at both of those. Question, then in the case we're now looking at is, did the council member participate in a decision to fund the water park, which would have the result of her 14-year-old daughter a $5 an hour job or $10 an hour job? I'm going to, you can ask. Oh, wait, sorry, let's talk about what's here. Council member not participate in any matter in which business entity in which employee direct financial interest, business entity for which the employee or relative is a director, officer, director, trustee, partner, or employee, or the child is negotiating employment. The other hand, is the water park a business entity? And I don't really answer that. That's not a rhetorical question. It's owned and operated by the town, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't think we have anything in here about traditional nepotism in the sense of hiring your child to work for the town. Maybe we should, but
But it could go under the appearance of a conflict, okay? I mean, that is
Yeah.
a very broad statement, and depending on what the commission wants, we can either interpret it yay or nay. I think this is very related to the other case you're
Yeah.
looking at too.
well, really don't have a problem setting this aside, well, so we can think about it now that the three of us have heard about it. Prejudice is in favor of, if it's an unclear case, you ought to clarify the law rather than the current law. But let's set this one aside. And the other of the two we were just discussing, that's not a problem, so. Oh, no, we're good. No, let's set aside both of them on the Twin Beach players just to find out what the facts are.
Okay.
And what did we say? We're going to set aside the one where the wife was contractor. So those three will set aside, and I will draft and circulate before I send it what I hope to be a diplomatic letter of inquiry. Here's what I think we have to do next year. We've got this, multiple pages of everyone who has a contract or a grant. Now, with the magic of Excel spreadsheets and stuff, I don't think, this isn't as daunting as it may have been 15 years ago. One thing we should be doing is taking the long form disclosures, in a spreadsheet, all the companies that are mentioned by the official who's making the disclosure. The company he works for, company of his or her spouse and children, right? I'm sure this is Appendix A is obviously in electronic form. Really, I don't think it would be difficult to compare once we go through the trouble of listing all the disclosed entities against, first of all, the list. Then we have, so then that would come up with a large contractor on the appendix matches the employer of a member of the town council. Go to Ingrid's question. Was there, it says no illegality of the wife of a council member working for a contractor? I assume there isn't. Nevertheless, there would be a violation of the participation block if that town council member, I would think, and it's all hypothetical, we're not deciding a case, if the council votes to give the contract to the ABC Corporation rather than the XYZ Corporation, that would probably be something that the council member can't participate in. We'll keep backing it up because the cases we've talked about. Can the council member participate in the decision to let's contract out the work of trash hauling as opposed to doing it in-house? Assuming he or she knows that the spouse works for a trash haul company. I don't, so if.
That's a slippery slope because then you
Sure
go
is.
into the issue as far as when you make decisions on a budget. And once you make a decision on money, effectively you have either steer it towards a trash, hauling service
Yep.
or some other alternative.
Yep.
So
So we need to think about that. Clearly, if there is if there were a recorded vote of the council to contract with this particular company, we got to see that. I assume if does that happen? They vote on who gets the contract?
Mhm.
Now, is there any possibility that decisions are effectively made at work sessions and then sort of blandly and blindly approved at the council meeting without identifying who the company is? No?
The company's always identified.
Okay. But we have hundreds of companies on this list, Appendix A. I assume there's a category that the contract is made without having to get council specific approval. Some purchases can be made by the mayor or by the town administrator without. Amsterdam Printing and Litho, $446. Is that right? There's a $5,000 or $10,000 limit?
We just passed one for $10,000 as being the threshold.
Okay.
But something small like that you just said, it could be approved.
Might be.
By the mayor.
Yeah,
And not necessarily brought before the council in a meeting. But they're pretty open about all that, and they have brought things as small as that before the council.
Karen, does the mayor always have to approve it, or does Holly have authority to approve things? Whoever the purchasing agent.
I would say the mayor. Yeah.
Someone else volunteer to, I will read through all the minutes again. But I'd appreciate if somebody else would as well. So I don't-
Sure, I
Maybe
will.
I'm not recognizing the words of ours.
I say I can go back and I can get you a copy of the minutes.
Okay, well, that would be great. I mean, then, well, that would get us at least into the doing what we assigned ourselves when we approved the rules of procedure, before any of us had any idea what we were doing. But I think well, actually, another thing that would fit into this is we have the addresses of the council members. We have it regardless of whether members of the public do. Think that anyone, we're familiar enough with the town, read the minutes and see that expenditure's been approved to, I don't know, say, fix 26th Street or something. And none of the council member lives anywhere around 26th Street. That doesn't raise any flags whatsoever. If there is a council member there, then I think we need to look at whether there is, first of all, an appearance that, this expenditure was made for the purpose of enhancing the value of houses. And go from there, whether it's a violation of his or her participating in the vote or the debate was a violation of the participation requirements, something to look into. But I think if we did those two things, one, cross-reference the companies that are listed, cross-referencing the addresses against public work, I can say that's public work, isn't it? Doesn't mean we're finding a violation, it means we're looking to see. I think what we ought to do then, we should do, this time, checking retroactively. Now, I don't have any problem intellectually with go through this and find some that we've already signed and approved, kind of violation, that doesn't let the person off the hook. I think we should amend our rules of procedure to say this is what we're going to do. I will draft something. Do you remember anyone, can rules be amended at one meeting, or do they have to be amended at one, voted on the next?
I would think just as good practice, it'd be better to submit it, review it, and vote.
Voted at the next meeting. Introduced at one meeting, voted at the next.
So that'll give us time. I can draft something and we can, even at the first meeting, amend it or talk about what. So we've got 4 of the 7 we are prepared to move today. And the other 3, we're doing our jobs. for today, Chair moves following 4 disclosures be approved. Eric Favre, Lawrence Jaworski, Patrick Mahoney, Greg Morris.
Aren't we missing 1 or 2 council?
7 total.
Yeah, so we have
6
3.
council, 1 mayor.
We have 3 that we are not acting on today.
Oh, okay.
Agrees as to what the facts are. And then, I would think, so next year, that we would be doing that at the first, we receive them at the beginning of May. And we probably can make inquiries without having our meeting first. Talk about that later when we think about it. In any event,
On the issue with that one person that's an employee.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we make the decision sooner rather than later? Because Water Park's going to be open in another 2 weeks.
oh, it's open now. Weekend, I guess.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. All right, so let's set a meeting reasonably. I know I have a terrible summer starting in July. Else we could have our next meeting in June. June? Leaving when?
I'll be in North Carolina.
Oh,
On the
the
26th.
Very end of June.
June, very end of June. Anyone have a
Like
calendar?
the 26th.
Yeah, so 27th, 28th, 29th.
Any weekdays?
I don't know. I think the 27th is. th or 28th would be good.
28th is good for me.
That works for me.
Friday,
1 PM. Sharon?
Mhm.
That work for you?
I don't think there's an issue. I'll look at the calendar. If it is, I'll let you know, but I
Okay.
think it's okay.
Okay, next item on the agenda is discuss possible changes to process for reviewing financial disclosures. We've done that as far as we can. Comments by commissioners, members of the public. Just want to mention, just for the record, I reported at our May 6th meeting that we had not gotten a letter from the state commission. Imagine my surprise when I just happened to ask the mayor a couple of days ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, we got that, April 30th. So we have it. I want to express my appreciation for the overturning my paranoia. I thought it was taking them a long time to write the letter because they were going to explain in great detail that though nothing we have in here is illegal, a lot of it's suspect. But they didn't. It's very clean. So, unless there's an objection, I'm going to write an email to the mayor diplomatically as I can, saying, attached is the draft that was approved by the state. We realize that before it goes to the town council, it needs to go through the town attorney. Stuff like that always does. We trust there will be no changes, no improvements. And that it would behoove all of us, now that the pressure's off, look through it one more time, see if we see any improvements be made in light of, things that have happened since we had to deal with everything all at once. I understand the mayor does not intend to put it before the council until October. The
It's
work
not the
session.
summer?
I don't know. Oh, well, they take August off, and I don't know. So that's what I think he told me. I'm going to be gone. I told him I'd be here for the work session, not for the council vote. He sort of gave the impression that council votes are a formality for the work session. I would think one of us should be there at the October council meeting voted on.
Somehow I just remember it was supposed to be. I don't know where I'm coming up with that. Maybe it's a
Well,
mistake.
he may well have said so.
Yeah, I thought so.
Now, this was not we're sitting there with calendars. We may get something from him tomorrow saying, we're here through the grapevine, that it's going to be on the August.
Mhm.
There's no town
Oh, no,
council
August,
meeting in
okay.
August.
Of July or September. The main thing is, well, wait, when is the next election?
2020,
2020, at the beginning of the year or
The fall.
November.
November? Okay. All right, so that's critical that we have the new law in effect by then. We'd like to have it clearly in effect for the next financial disclosures. In fact, it'd be extremely useful to have it during calendar 2019 so that if we're going to pain in the neck, the disclosure will be for part of the year. Good not to let it drag on into 2021. All right. In the absence of any other questions, those in favor of adjourning indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, the ayes have it.